Hello, everyone. It is I once again, Mr. Cinema Junkie, and with a life lesson to hand on to every one of you, and that is do not judge a book by its cover. I found this out when I went to go rent a couple of movies at Redbox the other day, and they didn't have any of the titles I was looking for, so didn't want to waste the trip. So I kind of perused through their selections, and even though there's not very many, or there aren't a whole lot that I haven't seen already, I saw two. One was called State of Emergency. And the picture had a guy with a rifle, and there's all these hands coming out of the ground. So I'm thinking zombie flick. And I'm thinking not a very good zombie flick. And their little tagline says, uh, when the when the going gets tough, the tough get running, or something like that. So I thought, okay, that's lame. So I got that, and I got another one called Expiration. This one had a photo on the cover of some creature with these long, jagged teeth, and I read the little synopsis on it, saying it was like an experiment of some type, and people don't know why they're there, but they soon find out, and now it's a race to clean up the mess that's been left there by the company, so on and so forth. And I thought, all right, this is some kind of bioterror movie. Let's get that one too. First off, State of Emergency. Um, Here's one of those things where we're gonna kind of like really kind of like slice hairs here, okay? Uh, I think it's marketed as a zombie movie, but like 28 days later, it's basically people who are infected, not zombies. They don't die and come back to life. In fact, nobody dies and comes back to life in this one. The lead character's girlfriend gets shot and killed, and she never returns back to life. So this tells me this is not a zombie movie. But the people who are in it, they get infected. They kind of resemble the people in 28 Days Later. They got the really red eyes, and they're very animalistic and uh, I guess somewhat cannibalistic. I think, or they just attack people and bite them, infect them somehow. The thing is that whether you want to call it a zombie movie or not a zombie movie, it was a good movie. It really was. I liked it a lot. I liked it immensely. Basically, what happens is that there's an explosion at a chemical plant. They see an explosion far off. There's helicopters flying all over the place, and these chemicals uh, travel on the wind to this little town, and people are infected by it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that one that takes place in Vegas. Can't remember the name right now, but there was like a nuclear explosion, and it made zombies. This one made barbaric creatures who kind of wander around aimlessly until they see somebody, then they go attack that person. But the creepiest part of it was before the infection takes full control of the brain, someone can be infected and still communicate, as in one scene where there's somebody knocking on the door, and you could barely see it's an old woman, but it's kind of dark outside. And she keeps saying, "Let me in, please, let me in, let me in." And they're like, "No, no, you are you infected? Are you okay? And what's going on?" And says, I got away from them. Let me in, let me in." And they finally shine a light on her, and her eyes are all dark red. She's like, "Let me in, let me in." She starts getting like real frantic. I was like, "Whoa, man!" It was heavy. It was a pretty heavy scene. Um, there's a band of four people who hole up in some kind of stockyard or something, some big enclosed deal. And it was just an all around good time that I had with this movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoy movies like that. Everybody knows this already. Pandemic type movies, infection type movies, Carriers, 28 Days Later, stuff like that. Love it to death. And this one was a definite. It's a sleeper flick. That's what I call a sleeper flick. Something that goes under the radar. Nobody really hears about it, and then word of mouth goes around. So I'm telling you all, give it a watch. State of Emergency. You can get it at Redbox. You might be able to get it on Netflix or rent it from Netflix. I'm not sure, but definitely check it out. Who's in it? Don't know, but State of Emergency. Sometimes the acting gets a little off, but that's okay. I can forgive that. I can forgive that. It was definitely worth my time, and was definitely a lot of fun. Just total blast through and through. I really enjoyed it. And the thing is, I don't want to give away the ending, but it doesn't. it's not a typical ending for those kind of movies. You know what I mean? It's you'll see what I mean if you watch it. It was really good. It was really good. Kind of switched it up a little bit, so I like that. The next movie, Expiration, this one kind of threw me a little bit. I mean, not in a bad way. It threw me like it had me thinking it was a certain type of movie, but then it switched gears on me and became another type of movie. Um, it is a horror movie, and it does deal with participants in a drug experiment, and they take like a sedative, and they go to sleep, and when they wake up, they realize they've been out for quite a while. According to one guy's watch, they've been out for like I don't know 2 months. That's a long time, man. And but when they first go in, like one guy has a tattoo on his neck, another girl has piercings in her ears and in her lip, which kind of threw me a little bit because they told everyone to put their jewelry in an envelope in the bag in front of them. Take everything off, put it in the bag, including jewelry. She put some rings in there, but she never took out this. She never took out these. Guess they didn't consider that jewelry. But anyways, they find out they've been out for a while, and they find out that the drugs that they took have healed or cured some of their ailments. Some of them did. Uh, One guy was crippled. He was in a wheelchair, and his spine had been severed, and he finds he can walk. Um, Another guy who says he didn't have anything wrong with him, but he smoked a lot. He lit up a cigarette, and he said it's like I've never smoked a cigarette before. And they say, well, it cured your smoking, so you don't smoke anymore now. But the girl with the asthma still had the asthma, and this guy had cancer, and they said, well, that's hereditary. You may still have that. So he was operating under the guise of still having cancer. But as the movie progresses, you see that there's another level. They're called like B-15. That's kind of the group name. But B-14, one of the levels of the building, B-14 has some people running around that look mutated. They have like long, jagged yellow teeth and just like blood covering them all over. Kind of reminded me of sometimes of the vampires from 30 Days of Night, or from the movie Mutants, the French horror movie. So I was thinking, okay, it's a mutation movie. These people are mutated. They did some drug experimentation on them, and they became mutated. Well, yes and no. Um, the movie starts to reveal some really weird stuff going on, and this one I definitely can't delve too much into it because I don't want to give it away. But was it a good movie? Bottom line, yeah, I liked it a lot. Now, I watched some of the special features, and the director of the movie said, well, we knew we wanted to do a zombie movie. And I was like, wait, whoa, 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 zombie movie? But you know what? The rules are changing for all these genres. I mean, look what they've done to the vampire movies. The rules have gone out the window on vampires. I mean, it's decade, you kill them with a wooden stake. The next one, you kill them by cutting their throat. The next one, it has to be silver. Silver was always a werewolf thing when I was growing up, but now it's a vampire thing too. They die from silver. Now they don't have to drink human blood. It can be animal blood, and they sparkle. Wee! Just all these different things. And the zombie genre is no different. One day it was just somebody who was under a voodoo curse. Then it became the dead coming back to life and eating human flesh. And you could dispose of them with a sharp blow or a shot to the head. Then, in the 80s, you couldn't kill them at all until they found a way to kill them with electricity. But no shots to the head, no gunshot, no nothing is going to stop it. Even if you chop their head off, the head is still going to be alive. You bash them in the head, nothing happens. And now, modern day, zombies can be cured. They just have to fall in love. Oh, and then they become a warm body. Hint. Uh, so, yeah, the rules are changing a little bit on these genres that we've grown used to, and I guess if you say it's a zombie, I guess we got to accept it as a zombie. I still hold my ground that these were not zombies, these were mutants. They didn't die and come back to life, although these mutants can't just be killed right off. You can't just shoot them and they die. They keep coming at you. You really have to do something spectacular to them to kill them. But again, was the movie good or not? I say it was. I was entertained by it. It was And when you hear the special features, the director in it talks about how they made the movie pretty much for nothing. And he says, and I don't mean nothing on the scale of like Saw. They said, oh, Saw was done on a real cheap budget. It was made for practically nothing. $1.25 million. He's like, no, we didn't even come close to that. We're talking like just a handful of gold coins and a fine fat goose for trade. They shot the movie in South Africa, and they used an abandoned hospital that still had electricity, so they didn't have to run generators or get electricity for the place. It still had electricity to it, and it still had a lot of the machines and X-ray machines and all the stuff a hospital has just laying there. So he used that set. He incorporated that hospital and used what he had to shoot this movie. I thought that was ingenious, and the actors that he got, he said we can't hire people on the grand scale of like, these big named actors. So we got actors, we set out a casting call and we got hungry actors, people who would fight for the role. And the people that were in this movie really did a good job. They really did an excellent job. So I have to tell each and every one of you to just give it a shot. If you're into bioterror movies, both of them may fit the bill. If you're into zombie movies, maybe they'll fit the bill. Maybe. It depends on how open-minded you are to these things. For me, the first movie, State of Emergency, was more of an infection movie, a sickness movie kind of thing, chemically made sick by chemicals. There you go. And the second one was an experimentation with medication that just didn't go right. And there's a little more to it, but I can't give that away. See if you find out, if you follow enough and you figure out what the movie is actually doing. Why doesn't the guy have the tattoo on his neck? Was it healed? That's what I thought. I thought he was healed. It healed his body completely to where it got rid of the tattoo. He was asking him, why'd you get rid of my tattoo? Why'd you take it away? They answer all that. So definitely check them out. It's $1.20 at Redbox. I don't know if there's anything like a Redbox overseas, or if any of our friends in England or any place like that have like a rental what are they called? Oh, like a Redbox. I forgot the word I was going to use. Anyways, this stuff doesn't work. I'm drinking smart water. Why? Well, not because I think it's going to make me any smarter. It's just two neurosurgeons with a scalpel and a brand new brain couldn't do that. But I've been drinking way too much soda lately, and I feel it. I'm feeling it so bad. I feel like I've been drinking syrup for a week. My veins feel corroded. My head feels like slush. The last video I shot, you see it. I'm just like, yeah, couldn't get two thoughts connected. Now I just feel a little more lively. It's the water. So, but that's it, guys. Like I said, don't judge a book by its cover. You might be missing out on something really great. That goes for people too. Give people a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. I know there's a lot of jerks out there and a lot of people that take advantage of your kindness, but get to know them a little bit. You might be surprised. Who knows? You might make a friend. Sound like Mr. Rogers now. Oh, and before I sign off, I have to do that. This shit ain't working. I have to make a little correction. During the video where I talked about going to C2E2, I said I stopped at a display for fear.net. It's not called fear.net. It's just called fearnet. And you can go to their website, fearnet.com, and see the schedules of everything they're going to have. They're going to show their new shows, the movies they're going to have. The guys told me that they were going to start carrying Phantasm 1 and 2, which I think is awesome. And just remember the song, fearnet. No dot. fearnet. If they don't have them on your cable company, you can call your cable company and request that they carry. I'm burping all over the place. fearnet. Definitely give it a look. Chiller Channel, it was alright, I guess. But I think FearNet might bring a little more to the table from what I'm seeing. So yeah, definitely give them a look. Check them out. And if you go to their website and there's some kind of place where you can sign in or leave a comment or anything like that, just tell them Mr. Cinema Junkie sent me here. Mr. Cinema Junkie at YouTube. I'd appreciate it. Okay, guys, that's it for now. I want to thank you all once again for watching and taking an interest in my videos. I really appreciate it. And to number 900 of my subscribers, I miss you. Won't you come back? Take care, guys. Talk to you soon.